Hi everyone, I'm Annemiek van Helsing. I'm the founder of the Academy for Soul-Based Coaching, and I'm here with Erica Maisie today, who is many things. Certified soul-based coach, shamanic teacher, visionary artist, but also an author and a speaker. And I'm going to talk with her about her journey over the last 3 years and how soul-based coaching has impacted on that journey, because we love giving you a taste and a sense of how this work changes lives. So Erica, thank you so much for being here with us today. It's a real pleasure to talk to you again.
Yeah. Hi, Annemiek. Hi, everybody who is watching, listening. Thank you for having me to share this sacred space together.
Yeah, because 2018 was when you took your soul-based coaching training. And as we were just having our little pre-chat, so much has happened for you over the last 3 years, hasn't it? So maybe the easiest way to venture into this conversation is to look at where you were just before you started your soul-based coach training.
Gosh, 2018, if you just counted, it's like 3 years ago. It's like, God, like time seemed to have flown by, and at the same time, so much has happened. And what comes straight to my mind in 2018, that was the year where I was deepening my deep journeys, like what started in Inwalk at the very beginning. It for me, this embodied metaphor with roots and wings, and of me being this tree, that what started to come alive. And I remember it so very well that at the beginning it was all about going to the roots, like deepening my roots. Because what I was always missing most of my life was like this being rooted, belonging somewhere. Where is my home? I come from so many different countries and lived in so many different places. So I always struggled with this feeling of where are my roots? Where do I belong? And this is actually what was my calling to soul-based coaching. Yeah. To find like my inner home inside. And yeah, so that was 2018, and that went very well together with soul-based coaching, where I developed this metaphor with the roots and wings to this tree, whilst also traveling, like for example to Siberia, to one of my roots from my father's side, to the sacred Mount Beluga. And I call it caring for my roots, like getting together these uprooted threads and roots and getting them together. And that went beautifully with soul-based coaching and Invoke.
Beautiful. Yes, Invoke Your Client's Magic is the name for our soul-based coaching program. So just for anyone who doesn't know. So before you started Invoke, Erica, were you already healing or coaching people? Like, were you already working in that capacity?
No, not in a conscious way. I mean, I always had this calling like for the healing arts, but I didn't do it in a purposeful, conscious way. Yeah, I was still searching. I was searching for myself, and I was always feeling, until I found the tools and home within myself, I cannot pass it on to others.
Yeah, beautiful.
So I didn't practice it. Also I didn't offer it to other people yet at that point.
Yeah. And it's beautiful. You're mentioning the metaphor that has been so important on your personal journey. And so if you don't know about soul-based coaching and metaphor, please dig around and have a look around our website, because they are very key. There's so much healing power within them. And they're not just images that we make up, and they're not just kind of like language, lovely things, but they're actually very embodied experience. They're like an expression of a very embodied experience, a way of being. And so for Erica, this tree with the deep roots and then the wings, they've really set you off on a journey, haven't they? And I love how they've brought you back to Siberia and I think Kazakhstan as well. Is that right?
Yes, that's where I'm originally from my mother's side. So it's really deepened my journeys on the outside with my inner experiences. And that's why I actually wrote my book about, because they're so powerful. I painted those landscapes, like starting at the beginning of Invoke, where I was just uprooted, just in the heart center, all blocked, like around the heart, didn't know how to express myself. And I documented it through painting, to writing, this deep development of how I started to build my roots. Yeah. And that's where my journeys to my country, Kazakhstan, to Siberia, were very paramount. And also the start of shamanism from the Mongolian Siberian tradition has also deepened my roots. Yeah. And also the weaving with indigenous women from those cultural backgrounds. And this always takes time, like a tree building roots, it all takes time. Yeah, so these are very profound processes. And that's why I find it's always unfolding, the deepening, like it doesn't stop. Yeah.
No,
Like
it
a
doesn't
tree.
stop. No, absolutely. And it's when I think about your journey, which, you know, I've been privileged to witness like over the last 3 years, there have been so many beautiful expressions of that journey. And when you say now that, you know, at that point I was so blocked and I couldn't express myself, like now, like that is what you do best, right? Your books and you know, your art, but also the way that you've shared about your journey over the last years, about what's been happening with your personal life, have been so incredibly profound. And then, you know, the weaving, as well as you're saying, like the embroidery, like the sacred embroidery crafts that you've really connected with and then started to bring forward from your ancestral lines and then making it available to people now. And that is such incredibly powerful work, and it's so beautiful to witness. So yeah, it keeps on unfolding, and it's brought you to so many places, right? And in the process, being able to help people go on their own journeys to their roots as well. Isn't that right?
Yes, yes, absolutely. And it deepened even more, like the outer journeys. I deepened even more, like last year when I was like on my inner journey with breast cancer. And yet again, it helped me so much to have got those tools, yeah, just always coaching, to go to develop my inner landscape, like to nourish myself inside, yeah, to even deepen my own inner homecoming in a way. And that's why it has been so helpful. Yeah, be it the shamanic journey or the arts or the soul-based coaching, they're all tools to go inside, and they're so healing to tap into our inner wisdom inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That healing lives on so many levels for you, right? It's just so, when you follow Erica, I highly recommend that you do. It's so obvious that there are so many levels to that healing, and it's you know, it's healing. It's not the kind of healing that is because we're broken. It is the healing that is the kind of reclaiming, of making whole, that I see you live so beautifully.
Yeah, and that's the metaphor of weaving. I just love weaving, because like my book, The Weirding Way, it's called weaving medicine in Norse mythology. And it's really about weaving all the broken parts, or parts which we have not discovered yet, which lie in the subconscious, like my multiple roots or threads. They were always there, but I didn't know how to tap into them. Yeah. And it's this weaving back into wholeness. And of course, we are made up of many different experiences or backgrounds, and we are all like those beautiful tapestries. And that's why I love this metaphor of weaving also very much. So it's weaving our own broken parts back into wholeness.
Beautiful. Erica, can you imagine your life without soul-based coaching at this point?
Yeah, I think I would be totally despairing probably. It's like before even my cancer experience, I felt so lost and uprooted. I didn't know, where to start. Like I always had the impression I'm being lived by others because I didn't feel my power inside of me. So I was always pulled in all different directions and felt always unhappy and depressed. And then with the start of like listening to my soul, to soul-based coaching, to shamanic practices, arts, and then also the deepening to the cancer journey, I now have got to choose to handle even the most challenging life experiences. And without that, I don't know, I think I've probably been completely lost. Yeah. So I'm forever grateful for that.
Yeah, and you've like the breast cancer journey you've been on is an incredibly challenging journey, of course. I'm so grateful and happy to know that the tools have been so useful for you in that journey. Yeah,
very, very useful.
And how about showing up for others? Like I know that was a calling that you felt for such a long time, even though you felt lost. How is that now for you? Like, can you imagine? No, could you share a little bit about what that is like now? How are you able to be there to serve others now from where you are in your life?
Well, based on these experiences of the last few years, it comes natural to me to hold space for people, especially in very challenging situations. Could be health challenges like I experienced during the last year, but any kind of challenging experiences. It's really about weaving those broken parts, like our subconscious part, back into wholeness, and to hold space for that so that other people can also tap into their own inner healer or inner wisdom, because we all carry that inside. And what I naturally am able to do now is to hold space for that, or asking the right questions that the people tap into that themselves and uncover them. That's why I wrote my second book about my healing journey, and it's the art of turning demons into diamonds. That's what we do. It's like we tap inside, and our most unbroken parts, like we call them shadow parts or demons, to our own nourishing medicine and attention. We embrace them, and that's how they turn into diamonds. So I can hold space for that and support people that they experience this inner alchemy themselves and from the inside out. Yeah.
So powerful the way that you're able to do that now. And so what difference does it make for you that you're able to do that now for other people, Erica?
It's like very nourishing to meet people like that. That's what I was missing before. That's why I was so unhappy, because I was also from the outside also pulled always in different directions, and I never felt satisfied with that. And now I've got a tool to help people to discover it themselves. Like I also feel much more empowered, even in the most challenging situation, because I've got the tools, and I love to approach and work with people like that themselves, that they also feel empowered. To have their own medicine and to live out this medicine.
Beautiful. And so what's happened to that sense of coming home that you were so looking for 3 years ago?
Well, I feel it's inside of me. And like when I remember our conversation, like 2018, how it all started, it was with me like really big wall around my heart. And I was like a little child, like all like this inside these barriers and walls. And I feel like now it's my diamond. That's like my metaphor alive, especially after cancer journeys, like turning demons into diamonds. Now I feel there's a diamond around the heart. And no matter how hard the challenges may be, and it's forever unfolding. I don't know if the cancer is going to return back, if something else going to, we never know. We've got no guarantee in life. But what we can is like when we are like with an open heart, yeah, knowing how to communicate with our inner wisdom. Yeah, I feel this is my home inside. At the moment, it's my living metaphor of a diamond shining from my heart. And no matter what comes, I can embrace it and embrace it and embrace it. So it's my home inside of me.
Beautiful. Yeah, and you are such an inspiration, Erica, for how you are living that and how you're using your tools to really thrive in a situation that has been very challenging. So thank you for sharing that with the world the way that you do, and thank you for offering that space for people that are facing challenging situations so that they can connect with their inner medicine, with their own inner healer, and start to come home to themselves as well. Thank you.
Thank you for teaching me those beautiful tools.
Oh, it's such a pleasure. It really is such a pleasure. And this is one of the reasons I love having these conversations with our community members, because the way that everybody weaves their magic forward is so uniquely personal, and it is so needed in our world. And it is so incredibly like yummy and nourishing and important that we keep doing this together. So yeah, everyone watching, if you have a question for Erica or for me, please let us know. We'll make sure that we'll put your social media places and things near this video so that people can connect with you easily, Erica. I think Facebook is probably the easiest place for people to connect with you. Is that right?
Facebook and my webpage. Through my webpage, people can also book like a free consultation with me, and then we can take it from there.
Yeah,
that would be the best way forward, via Facebook or like via contact formula on my webpage.
Beautiful. Yeah, we'll make sure that that's really easy to find. So thank you very much for your time, Erica. Thanks everyone for watching, and until we meet again. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.